Today, Gina Young showing you all how easy it is to make delicious egg fried rice. No meat in this rice. It is absolutely amazing, and no, you don't miss the meat. This recipe is super fun to make, and it tastes absolutely so good. Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some eggs. I will typically use between 5 and 6 large eggs for this recipe. And of course, you're gonna need some rice. This is the kind of rice that I'm using, okay? You're gonna need some spices to make it come together and taste great. So we have some soy sauce. By all means, you can use like a low sodium soy sauce if you wanted to, oyster sauce, and fish sauce. Fish sauce is the boss if you didn't know. It's so delicious. A lot of people really can't wrap their mind around what fish sauce tastes like. It's so good. All right, so now here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some peas and carrots. They were frozen and I thawed them out. You never want to use the peas and carrots that will come out of the can because they're way too mushy, disgusting, right? You're gonna need some spring onions. You may call them green onions. And you're gonna need some very fresh bean sprouts. If you can't find them fresh, just leave them out of the recipe, but you would typically find these over in the produce section. And when you're looking for them, make sure that they are not wet. They should never be wet or mushy, and you don't want to use the kind that's in the can. Okay, so we're going to be using some butter. Typically about 2 tablespoons, and a nice amount of garlic powder, not fresh garlic, okay? We're gonna put some chicken bouillon seasoning in there, and believe it or not, we're gonna put a pinch or 2 of sugar in there. Not enough to make it sweet. Make sure your hands are clean. Let's make egg fried rice the right way. Hope y'all are having a great day today, and if you're not, hopefully I can brighten up your day with this recipe. If you're somebody out there that struggles with making fried rice that tastes good or fried rice that's not mushy, this recipe is definitely for you, because when I'm making any video that I make, I'm showing you in detail so yours can turn out exactly like mine. I'm also going to be using a nice sweet Vidalia onion for this recipe. While we go ahead and cut down into our sweet Vidalia onion, I want to talk about what you're supposed to do to your rice so that you can assure that your rice is not mushy. A lot of people struggle with making fried rice because the rice turns out mushy. What you're supposed to do is pre-cook the rice ahead of time, maybe several hours ahead of time, and the rice has cooled down. That's going to give you fried rice that is not mushy. Okay, so, or like I said, even cook it the day ahead of time. So now you don't want to cook it all the way, okay, because remember, we're going to be frying it. So your rice has to cook 2 times. All right, so literally I have my rice in the refrigerator right now. It's nice and cold. Okay, let's cut down into this sweet Vidalia onion and get it to frying up with our beautiful peas and carrots that were frozen and we thawed out. Hoping it doesn't burn my eyes. I'm gonna try to cut through this onion super fast. You hear me? My eyes don't like the onions. Let's go ahead and take that sweet Vidalia onion that we cut and our vegetables. In this pan here, you can tell that I really just have a tiny bit of oil just so we can saute up the onions. You're looking for your onions to get clear, translucent, okay? And you're looking to soften up these vegetables. Turn it up on a high heat. All our peas and our sweet onions are cooking up. Now's the perfect time to take your green onions. We want to chop them down. So now, the green onions never go in too early because they'll just turn into mush, and we don't want that. We still want that nice, vibrant, gorgeous color with maybe a little bit of crunch. So we throw them in as an afterthought and as a garnish. So you're going to throw some of these fresh onions on top and mix them in after the recipe is done. But when it's like maybe 3 minutes away from being done is when we'll put the majority of our green onions right in. Even though you're using fresh onions, you know, that sweet Vidalia onion, you still need that green onion for the recipe. Now that our vegetables are nice and cooked, they look gorgeous. Let's go ahead and put them right onto this platter. And there are some times that I'll turn around and just take the eggs and scramble them right in with the vegetables once I see the vegetables are done. So whichever way you want to do it, either way works. ahead and get some eggs cracked. When I make this recipe, I will typically use between 5 and 6 eggs because we're making egg fried rice and we're not having meat. So the egg is substituting the meat, and I'm telling you one thing, you definitely don't miss the meat for this recipe. It's so much fun to make. People cannot believe the flavor for this recipe. Give our eggs just a light, mix together and right into the pan. And I have the pan turned on to like a medium. So this is nothing you want to walk away. Keep a good eye on it because it gets done super quickly. Hear from you all in the comment section below. Is fried rice something that you have weekly like we do here at the Young's house? Are you that person that struggles with making it, or do you love it and you just go out and order it from the takeout? Let me know. I want to hear from you. I want to know what type of fried rice you would like to see Gina make, or maybe you had a question about the fried rice. To talk to you all because years ago I used to use sesame oil in my fried rice, but when I would eat the fried rice I thought something is wrong. It's missing something. I didn't do something right. I found out very quickly after doing research is that fried rice doesn't need sesame oil. Sesame oil can be a bit overwhelming and a little too powerful. Now there are Asian recipes that I use sesame oil in, but this isn't one. And if you're looking for that smoky flavor, you're definitely going to want to turn the heat up high, like I said, when we're doing these vegetables, to get that smoky taste, or even use your favorite wok. That wok at that high heat is going to give a very similar smoky taste that you're looking for versus trying to use sesame oil in your fried rice. Don't do it. Gina Young said don't do it. Eggs are absolutely perfect, and I made sure that I didn't overcook them. Let's get them right onto this platter, just like so. We're going to grab our rice out of the refrigerator right now. Even though we're making egg fried rice today, I can definitely tell you the perfect time to put meat in it if you wanted to. So let's just say you wanted to do a chicken fried rice or a shrimp fried rice. Of course, when you make your eggs and your vegetables, now's that perfect time to cook up your shrimp. Season it with salt and pepper, saute it, and set it over here with the eggs and the mixed vegetables. Same thing with your chicken, but if you're doing chicken, you get a boneless, skinless chicken thigh or chicken breast, and I want you to marinate it with a little bit of soy sauce, some sugar and cornstarch after slicing it, and you just let it set for about 10 minutes. And then you give it a nice fry up until it's fully cooked, and then you reincorporate it back into the rice, just like we're going to do this, okay? But what I am going to do for you all is at the end of this video, I'm going to attach two other fried rice recipes that you could look at just in case you wanted to put meat into your recipe. You're going to need just enough oil in the bottom of your wok or your pan, enough to fry the rice, because that's what we're doing. We're literally frying this rice. How will you know when your rice is fried to perfection? Well, this is something interesting. If you look at it from this way, you literally start seeing little pieces of the rice pop up in the pan, and that's when you know it's for real. That's when you know that your rice has fried to perfection and it turns a darker color. In the meantime, what I want you to do, as soon as it hits that pan, you make sure that each piece of rice is coated in the oil, okay? That way none of your rice is sticking. It must be coated in the oil to fry up the right way. Let's give this about 8 minutes, and I'll come back and show you what it should look like. Tell you a little secret. So yesterday I fried up some chicken wings, and it was fresh oil, but now that oil that I saved from frying my chicken has like a beautiful chicken flavor going through it. That's the oil that I'm using in this pan. So you know the flavor is really going to be amped up because we decided to use that leftover oil. Great flavor. Now, I'm hoping that the camera can really show you that the rice has turned like a beautiful light color. And here's the thing, can you hear that sizzle? That sizzle is what you're going to hear. That's assuring you that your rice is not going to be mushy. It's going to be nice and fried like it should. Fun. This recipe comes together so quickly. Put your eggs right in. Oh my goodness. Look at those big chunks of eggs. If you're making egg fried rice, don't skimp on the eggs. Don't you dare skimp on the eggs. Okay, lovely. Now keep in mind, when it comes to your bean sprouts, they go in at the very last minute. This is one thing you never want to overcook, but put a nice amount in. Okay, we're going to put these in at the last minute as well. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take 2 tablespoons of butter, okay? And I'm going to put some garlic powder on top of it. This is my little trick that I got from Hibachi. I love Hibachi, and I know you do too. So what are we going to do? This is what Hibachi does. They take and they mix that garlic powder in with their butter, and right before the recipe is done, they melt that butter and garlic right over top of their fried rice. Mix it. I know. How beautiful is this? When I make this for my family, they go absolutely wild. So I'm making smothered pork chops today for dinner, but this is going to be a side dish that we're having right along with it. Look how gorgeous. I want you to watch where the flavors get ready to come in at. We're going to take some chicken bouillon powder and put it on there, not too much, okay? And we're going to do some sugar. This is never going to be so much sugar to where it makes it sweet, because trust me, it doesn't. It pairs up with everything and it really balances out. Okay, we're going to go in with soy sauce. Never use too much of these sauces, because this sauce could be your problem where it gets mushy. That was soy sauce. This is fish sauce, super good. And then we're going to go in with just maybe 1.5 teaspoons of the thick oyster sauce and mix. And this is where that color is going to come in. Have fun. Go ahead and put half of those lovely green onions in. That's where that vibrant color is going to come from. This is for garnish. Okay. Now we can put a handful or more. I like a lot of bean sprouts in mine, and you probably do too. All right. We're getting ready to turn this off, but before we turn it off, we take our garlic infused butter, lay it on top, and just let it melt. Garlic butter, anyone? Of course. All right, any of that garlic powder, scrape it right into there. Your recipe's done. And right when you plate it up, put those green onions right on top, and dinner is served. This is going to be the best egg fried rice you have ever made, and it's so simple. Do it. How excited are you for this recipe? Yes, this is holiday worthy. What I love about this fried rice is it heats up easily. And what I say when I mean it heats up easily is this is a recipe you can heat up and it tastes the same. It's not going to be any different. If it's setting for hours and they go to eat it, or they're eating it now, it's delicious. So look at this. How gorgeous is it? This is how you're going to garnish it. If you want to really get fancy like I do sometimes, put you some crushed peanuts on top of that thing. Are you kidding me? Listen, I know. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? Tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, we thank you for this meal, your hedge of protection and your love. Amen. Take a look. Are you excited? I know. I'm going to give you that first bite. Oh. You know you got enough eggs when every single bite that you take has the eggs in it. Take some. I'm going in. Taste bud overload. You ain't getting none. Make some.